On 911,
I'm reporting a peeping Tom.
when a prowler is reported, police risk their lives to bring him down.
She just shot him. Oh, God.
Rescue 911.
This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
Chesterfield Emergency Service.
They're doing good hands here.
We begin at an apartment complex near the University of Florida campus in Gainesville on the night of October 9th, 1986. From a nearby apartment, Margaret Lavelle saw something in the shadows.
A lot of the students played games in the complex on young girls there, just peeking in. But it just didn't look right to me. He just didn't look like a normal person that would just be hanging around the building. That's what really scared me the most of all.
John, come here.
Neither Margaret nor her husband John were sure how serious the situation was.
He just looked strange. He really did. He looked wicked. So then finally I decided to call the sheriff's department.
The call came into dispatcher Janice Whitney at 9:30 p.m.
Sheriff's emergency? Yes, I'm calling. I live in the Fox Hollow Apartments. I'm reporting a peeping Tom. Okay, what does the person look like, ma'am? He's about 6 foot. He's right now looking in the window. We're watching him. Okay, is he white or black, ma'am? He's white. What's the address?
At first, this one didn't seem unusual at all. We have prowler or peeping Tom calls all the time.
Okay, stay on the phone, ma'am, okay? Okay. Got a peeping Tom in progress.
871020.
From 5 miles away, Sheriff's Deputy Chuck Sexton was immediately dispatched, but it would take him 7 minutes to get to the scene. Deputy Claire Noble was less than a mile away.
173.
They asked for a unit to come back him up, and I said I would be en route. You're not supposed to be interrupted in dinner, but when you only have so many officers working the road, you don't want somebody to go to a call by themselves, especially a prowler call, because you never know. It could be somebody watching his girlfriend, or it could be a burglar.
Okay, could you see what he was wearing? All I know is he was wearing jeans and a dark-colored shirt. Okay, do you know if anybody lives in that apartment? Yes, I do. 2 young girls are college students. 2 young females live in that apartment?
Well, 501050. Been advised this will be a white male, 6 foot.
10-4, do we have a clothing description?
1023.
Okay, I want to keep you on until the deputy gets there, because he will probably run when he sees the deputy's car, and I need you to let me know which way he goes. Okay. We've got a couple of deputies coming, as a matter of fact. Okay, our deputy is there, and she's going to come up on foot. It's a female deputy, but she's in regular uniform, so let me go ahead and keep you on the phone.
They had given me directions that didn't make much sense when I got there. I got in there, it was the wrong area.
Every time a car would come through the parking lot, he would run around the building.
Did he spot the deputy? Do you have any idea? Is she up that close? Can y'all see the deputy? I'm in the, wait a minute, let me hold on. Okay. In the kitchen. He ran, she can't see the deputy, I don't know. Okay, now you said that we take the main entrance to Fox Hollow and then take your first right and then go all the way down to the end of the left? Mm-hmm. She repeated the directions.
173 to 87, those directions are wrong.
He's back again. He's back in front again. He's got something in his hand. What do you think it is, a gun or no? I don't have. He's got something in his hand, but they can't tell what.
173 be advised, the subject is advised he has something in his hand, unable to advise what it is.
When I first saw him, there was a light between us, and it was very hard for me to see exactly what he was doing.
Sheriff's office, freeze! Turn around!
Almost immediately, I realized that his hands were not where they should be, and I couldn't see what he had in his hands.
Don't shoot, it's just a toy!
It's real hard to tell a toy from a real, you know, when you're talking about guns, because they make guns look so real nowadays. And we have to be certain that this guy just wasn't some crazy with a toy gun.
No, she didn't get him. He ran around the corner. Any additional units that can be 1051 Fox Hollow, subject is signal 0 there, 1031 on foot.
When we continue,
That's just a toy gun!
Officer at Palmetto's apartment that needs backup immediately.
One man's trash isn't always another man's treasure, especially in these neighborhoods.
You're in an environmental toxic waste dump.
On Saturday, Discovery Health Channel exposes the gritty side of Gotham City and takes on the health risk of uncleanliness.
You have serious vermin.
What are you going to do?
Find out what unbelievable battles these warriors must wage to protect our health.
Come out here and we shoot the rats.
Inside the Life of Grime, Saturday beginning at 8 on Discovery Health Channel.
A call about a peeping Tom in Gainesville, Florida, sent Sheriff's deputies Chuck Sexton and Claire Noble racing to the scene. But when Deputy Noble arrived and confronted the man, he aimed what appeared to be a gun at her and pulled the trigger.
I've lost the subject in the area of the pond.
Got a direction, 173?
10-4, he ran towards the end of the complex near the pond. Key signal 0.
Sheriff's office, hold! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! That's just a toy gun! Drop the gun! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Stop! It's just a toy gun! Don't shoot me! Drop the gun!
Deborah Yoakum was awakened by the screams echoing through the apartment complex.
Toy! It's just a toy gun! Drop it! Drop it! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Drop it! Let go of the gun. Give me the gun.
Deborah's call came into dispatcher Sabrina Osgood.
Yes, ma'am. There's an officer at Palmetto's apartment that needs backup immediately.
Where at?
Palmetto apartment.
What's the problem?
No, 25. Officer is having a fight with a man out here. He told him to drop the toy gun.
173, I just heard gunfire in the area.
He just shot him.
Oh, God. Who did he shoot?
Just shot.
Who got shot, ma'am?
The man that he was...
All she could state was the man had gotten shot.
Who got shot, ma'am? Huh? Palmetto's apartment. Your officer needs backup. Where exactly are they?
Any time we hear that shots have been fired at a scene, it scares us. You know, you can't let it show. You have to keep on doing your job, but I was very concerned for Deputy Sexton. He is a friend. I've known him for a long time.
We just felt like we were helpless in that situation because we're on the other end of the phone and he's out there.
We're going 1033 traffic.
My first thought when I heard the shots was that Chuck had been shot. When a fellow officer gets shot or gets hurt in the line of duty, it's personal. It becomes a very personal thing. And I was feeling guilty that I hadn't shot the guy and stopped him before Chuck had gotten there.
87, shots fired, suspect down. I'm in the tennis courts of Pine Meadow. 1071 en route.
10-4, 87, 10-4.
I'm hurt slightly. I had to shoot him.
We immediately got the ambulance en route. There were more units were dispatched.
Can you see? Yes, ma'am. He's right outside my bedroom window here underneath the tree. Is she talking to him now? Yes. There's an officer coming.
When I saw Claire and Danny, as far as, I was concerned, they were the two best-looking people I've seen in my life.
God, that sense of relief that he was okay.
Deputy Sexton suffered only minor injuries during the struggle.
The suspect was still playing mind games. He wanted to make himself look like he hadn't done anything wrong, that we had misinterpreted his actions and shot him for no reason at all. He was still trying to act crazy.
Tonight, a high school freshman undergoes a risky weight loss operation to regain his health and potentially save his life. Don't miss the true story of Big John, tonight on Discovery Health Channel.
I told him to drop the gun and we'd find his mother, that we just needed to get the gun out of his hand. And he was telling me it's a toy gun, I just want my mom. And he started to turn around, and as he turned around, I had my portable radio in my hand, and I hit his gun hand with the portable radio. I realized that when he turned around, he grabs my gun, that this guy's playing for keeps. He knew how to grab the gun, knowing that as long as he had control of the cylinder, I wouldn't be able to shoot him. I was wondering, how in the world did I let this guy, get a hold of my gun? Am I fixing to die here tonight? When he grabbed me by the groin, I was able to bend over and obtain my backup gun.
He confessed to several murders in Alabama, which in fact he had escaped from the authorities in Alabama after being arrested for these murders. I found out a couple hours after the shooting that he was on the FBI's 10 Most Wanted list.
If he'd gotten the gun, he'd have killed me. He'd already killed 4 people that they knew about. He had told the investigators he had just raped a girl 3 hours previously in an apartment complex not 3 miles from there. Kind of a sobering experience, and also made me feel a little more at ease that, that I had shot someone that was a 10 Most Wanted fugitive and not somebody that was mentally deranged and had wanted his mommy and got caught peeping in a window.
The gun the suspect claimed was a toy actually was a loaded .32 caliber semi-automatic that had jammed. He was returned to Alabama, where he was tried, found guilty of 3 murders, and sentenced to death.
When the call was dispatched that night, I had plans later on that evening meeting my mom and my wife Terry and my son JP at our house because it was my mom's birthday. And I remember finding the guy thinking, I'm not going to die on my mom's birthday. I personally feel that sometimes police officers are given a bad rap as they shoot first and ask questions later, and the entire opposite is true. It's such a final decision. Once you fire that gun, you can't bring that bullet back. It better have been the right decision.
Next, step inside the command center where the calls for help are answered and meet the real-life heroes who save lives. Stay tuned for another episode of Rescue 911, next on Discovery Health Channel. Real life, medicine, miracles.
Mr. Shapiro, step out of the car, please.